All right. You can't keep this man down. My
No,
main
you
man
cannot.
Dex.
No, you cannot.
We're here. We're a little late and we apologize, but we're here for FOMC sort of live. But we are live because you were saying Powell's about to speak, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, how's everybody doing? This is Frank. I'm here with my main man Dex. We're from PulseWave Trading, and we're talking about the FOMC announcement today. Thanks for your patience. A little bit of tech issues, but we're here. So here's the question. Thank you, Red Z Matrix. Good good timing. Was all the hoopla just nothing burger? Market not phased. So that's the big question, Dex. What are your thoughts on the what did they do? They cut 25 basis points. Is that what it was?
Yeah. So what happened was the Fed decided that they were going to go ahead and cut an additional 25 basis points, which the market had already anticipated. So that was no real news
It's
there.
already factored in.
That was already factored in. So now that that's been factored in, the market can feel free now to go ahead and rally because that signifies stimulus will continue throughout the new year. Because that was a big, big question mark. Was the Fed going to surprise and not cut today? But the fact that they cut and they gave more stimulus to these markets, this means that the bull market can continue to run.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm expecting to happen. I'm expecting a Santa Claus rally that will pretty much start now and run into next year.
Oh, okay. The
At least
Santa
until
Claus rally, yeah.
at least until January at some
Mm-hmm.
point.
All
So
right.
that's what we are right now. And that is to be anticipated. And then of course the Fed chairman should be speaking about now. I'm about to turn to Bloomberg now so I can see what's going on. I had to shut down my computer. So that's what we are though. But here's the joy of all of this. If you're using the pulse wave price triggers, it doesn't matter. You're already on top of things because you get your alerts hours ahead of any movement in the market, which is awesome. So it doesn't matter what the Fed did or didn't do. You'd have been in the perfect place at the perfect time to capture whatever the market does, which is pretty dope.
Yeah,
So
it's sort of an ongoing theme. You communicate something complicated, the answer is always really simple. Pulse waves.
it really is, man. Everybody wants to know what's going to happen next. Everyone wants to know what's the next hot stock. What's the next hot, you know, cryptocurrency. Everyone wants to know. And we live in a new world now where that's really not the question to be asking. The question to be asking is, where am I going to make my next money? Is it going to be on the long side or the short side of any market? Because back in the day, the markets were pretty much long only markets. You didn't have any way of shorting the market outside of using put options. But now you do. Now you have these ETFs and ECNs and all the other acronyms out there. You have futures contracts. There's so many ways to participate on both sides of the market. So we don't have to chase the next hot stock or find the next crypto. All you gotta do is trade the price triggers, and you're in the game regardless. So I think it's pretty neat. And it should be noted that right before the Fed announcement came out at 2 o'clock, the markets were kind of positive, pretty flat mostly, but kind of positive. Now we're turning a little bit negative, and this is going to be really fun because whenever the Fed chairman speaks or testifies before the Financial Service Committee or whatever, the market goes up and down almost on every word that he says. Because the name of the game now is try to decipher the Fed speak. What is he saying? How is he saying it? What is he not saying? How is he not saying what he's not saying? What tone and voice inflection is being used? Can you read any body language? Any hand gestures? And the Fed, if you notice, have been really good about that. Keeping a really strong poker face and using, words in a very majestic sort of a way. And that's what he's doing now. So he's saying a lot of things right now, but in the grand scheme of things, he's saying absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
He's a master of words, wordsmith. He can say a lot, use a lot of words, and say nothing.
All right, cool. Well, if anybody's got any questions, we've got a bunch of people watching, a bunch of people in the live chat. Let us know your questions. We're going to hang on for a little bit while the speech continues. He's not done yet, is he?
No, he's in the question answer part now.
All right, cool. So we'll hang for a few more minutes. Give us your questions. We'll take a look at a couple charts.
Now, I will say this, though. Early this morning, news came out about banking in Europe, and they're really struggling. They're laying off massive amounts of people. All types of things are happening. Credit Suisse, Deutsche Bank, you name it. They're closing up their trading desks and everything.
Wow.
That should tell you something of where they think things are going. One of the whisperers on the street is that they believe that the bond market is about to make a huge comeback. Now, historically, according to market correlations, when the bond market is strong, the equity market is weak. Now, you haven't really seen that manifest as of late, but the word on the street is going forward in 2020, bonds are going to be the place to be. We'll see if that rings true or not, but as of right now, markets are saying no. Equities look like they want to rally. Any questions?
All right, let's look here. Everybody's being real quiet. Let's take a look at Bitcoin.
You can share your chart with me?
Yeah, give me a sec. Give me a second, Dex.
I'm so much in a hurry.
Here you go, man. This is the daily on the left, the weekly on the right. And I've been having fun using QMEX from QCoin. Just like
all these different places out there, man.
Yeah, it's very cool because they've got a mobile app. It's just like BitMEX. They don't have as many pairs. They just have the Bitcoin USD. But I like the idea. I don't know if this is just psychological. You can help me with the math of this, but no, I like the idea. You could trade Bitcoin without actually leaving it. You'll just lose a little or gain a little. You know what I mean?
I do.
Instead of dumping into USDT and then losing Satoshis if you were wrong, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you could lose some Satoshis, but just doing leveraged trades using the QCoin QMEX, it's pretty cool. It's less stressful for me. So
yeah, I have to admit that goes back to what I was saying before. The aspect of being able to trade and not just buy and hold.
Right.
You know, that opens up everything for you when you can literally trade a market instead of just buying something and holding on for dear life.
Exactly.
That's not the best way to do it. So anyway, looking at this Bitcoin, you see on the weekly chart on the right, the market is still in a correction. It's still trying to bounce from those lows enough to get a little bit of momentum. And right now, it's looking like the market wants to make another run. We do have a bullish pointer from last week on that weekly, and we have a bullish pointer also on the daily. So I'm calling this one up. I believe that the market wants to rally some more. We're getting close to that vortex on the weekly. So I think the market's going to try to make another run for the highs. And we'll see if it stalls out or keeps going from there. But right now, I think it wants to run.
Let's also remind people that we got short right here, wrote it down to here, all using the price triggers, then got long something crazy like right here, a little lower than that actually. I think it was 75.35 we got long. And look at that. That's insane.
Isn't it though?
There was a lot of guys who caught it all the way into the nines, maybe even further up here. So people were telling me different things, but I know the very least a lot of people using various tools caught it well into the nines. So.
Well, it should be noted that there was a crash alert coming into today for the Bitcoin, for the Dow, for the S&P, for the NASDAQ, and for crude oil. Reversal was flat as far as trade signal. All we had was a bullish continuation pattern possibility, and that was it. So it's funny how these markets tend to play out with these rally and crash alerts.
Yeah, here's my E-mini Dow. My data is delayed 10 minutes, but still get a good idea what's going on.
Yep. Market did pull back some before rallying. So I think the markets are about to rally, though.
Here's
as soon
the
as you finish
4-hour.
talking.
You think? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You don't see any conviction here to really sell the market.
How do you think it'll affect cryptos?
Right now, the cryptos are acting as their own animal per se.
Mm-hmm.
But it is, at this point in time, crypto is kind of like keeping pace with the Dow.
Interesting.
And the S&P. Same type of a configuration for coming into today. We did have the bullish lock on the momentum side of both the Dow and the Bitcoin. And they both had crash alerts as well coming into today. So same type of a pattern developing in the overnight markets, if you will. Charts look similar. Yeah, now I mean he's just using just really blanket language. He's saying there will be times in the future when a rate hike is appropriate. I mean that's not saying a whole lot, of course. That's like saying
the weather will change in the future.
At some point, the weather will change. At some point, it's going to rain in the future. At some point, there will be snow in the future.
I'm not hungry now, but the time will come when I will desire another meal.
This man is a
saying
prophet.
nothing. It's just saying nothing at all.
He's he called it. He said it just the other day. Look, listen to the recording. He said he was going to be hungry in the future, and yes, he's hungry. See, he knows what he's talking about. It's ridiculous.
Are you expecting? I'm looking at the gold futures now. Are you expecting they'll pull back?
As far as gold and silver, to be quite fair, coming into today, same bullish configuration on the continuation upside. Mm-hmm. We didn't get that. Instead, what's happening is the markets are pulling back. What is that current price on the gold futures that you got up?
1483.
Okay, so the market has broken the intraday price inflection point and triggered a sell. And it looks like it wants to drop off of a cliff and put in a new leg down on the daily. And the weekly is not far behind.
But cryptos, you're saying, are following the Dow and could actually break up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Glad to have the price triggers.
Yeah. Can't trade without them, man. I have to tell you, I don't know how in the world I did anything without the system. Seriously, it's like being totally blindfolded and then asked to cross a busy street, a busy interstate, blindfolded in the middle of the day and not get hit. Impossible. So the real issue going forward, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, is if there's a recession that they're calling for, and if it does happen in Europe, where does that leave the United States? There's been so much information coming out these past couple of weeks, you guys. It is so scary. Okay, so you have U.S. auto makers in trouble, okay, looking for another bailout. You have home prices declining, home sales declining, retail sales declining, individual spending declining. With all those things declining, where's the rally coming from? The only answer I have left for that one is it has to be the Fed. The Fed's going to prop up the markets. That's about it. That's why I think that you've seen the markets divorced from the real economy. It seems like the higher the Dow gets, the worse the economy gets for the man on the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Sorry, man. I'm putting my price triggers in. Busy over here.
You slick self, you. I don't blame you.
I've been playing around. I mean, we were talking about it earlier. I was playing around with the QMEX on Qcoin, which is really easy to join and use. So I already have a short in on Bitcoin.
All right.
So I'm at a small loss on my Bitcoin short. And the way it works is, sorry, I'm very laid back today. I'm stretching here while I'm talking to the mic. The way it works is if you place your long and your short, whichever doesn't get triggered becomes your stop loss. So basically it would get me out of the market if the long gets triggered. So what I did was I added a second long order so that if I get stopped out of my short, because you were saying there's a good chance it'll go up. So if I get stopped out of my short, it'll also take me long. At least that's what I'm hoping it'll do. Again,
well, as long as you're using the price triggers,
yeah,
then,
that's what I'm doing.
That's going to work for you.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. But the way it works now, like if I just left it alone, if I didn't place a second long order, it would have just got me out of the market at the quantity. So what I did was added another, in addition to the stop loss, I added another order so that it would give me a new quantity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So
you don't have a way to stop and reverse. You have to manually do it.
Yeah. It's not like Oanda where it's gonna just trigger a new order. It's gonna actually just get you out of the market, which is good if you're asleep. But
no, you're doing it the right way though.
Yeah.
You're using the system properly. As long as that's another thing. As long as you are executing properly, meaning you're using the price triggers, you will do well. Mm-hmm. You're fine. You don't have to worry.
And you've pointed this out too. We're trying to catch trends here. When you get whipsawed and you have a small loss, it's not the end of the world, because that's not where you make or lose your money. You make or lose your money where you catch trends.
Exactly.
So you're going to make a lot more when something runs than when you have one trade that goes against you, or even 5 trades that go against you.
Right. It's designed so that when the whipsaws occur, the system's designed to get you put back on the right side of the market.
Yeah, exactly.
But you have to be man enough and woman enough to place those tickets. If you get stopped out at a loss, you got to take the next trade.
Yep. This cat's saying, I can't even come close to pronouncing that name. So this cat's saying Germany already in a recession.
Yeah, I heard about that early this morning as well. They're having issues too.
By the way, on the screen, I've got EOS. This is our free price trigger trade of the week, and it has not triggered yet. It's been pretty tight. Been pretty tight, and has not triggered yet this week. So I guess this is Sunday here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we haven't gotten triggered, which we like not getting triggered because that means we shouldn't be in the trade.
Correct.
We're happy to not get triggered. So that's still available if you want to get in on this week's free price trigger trade of the week. We've got 2 more nights of price trigger reports coming out. Just go to pulsewavetrading.com and click on free membership. And just takes a couple minutes. You just put your email password and you create your account, and then you have access to, here, I'll open it up and show people. Here's what it looks like. Hopefully I'm logged in the right accounts. This is what it looks like. You get this members dash once you log in. We also have our Rocktober coupon, get a half off your first month. And we have this little feed right here with updates to our free price trigger trade of the week. And I give video instructions. I show you, my friends. I don't only give you the price trigger, but I show you how to input the orders and stuff like that. So you get to really test drive the price trigger trades. So check that out, pulsewavetrading.com.
That's what it's about.
Cool. All right, give us some questions. Give us some feedback. Take a look here. Anything else you want to look at, Dex?
That's pretty much it for now. The markets were very tame this week leading up to the Fed announcement. So
all right, cool.
I don't expect for anything major to happen today per se, but I would be ready to put your trades on tonight, though, into tomorrow, definitely. Because now that the Fed is out the way, the next thing to affect the markets is Friday with the jobless claims.
Okay.
And then that's pretty much it. But that's not as big as the Fed announcement today. It's big enough, but it doesn't affect all markets like the Fed.
So time to roll into Christmas then.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can't stress that enough, folks.
Excellent. All right, cool. Thanks everybody for watching. Thank you, Dex. Very helpful. We'll see you guys soon. Go to pulsewavetrading.com to get in and ride these pulse waves. Thanks, everybody. Dex.
I'm hither.
Do your thing.
Remember, folks, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can from these greedy markets and give nothing back to the greedy market. What that means is take as much profit as you can, but don't be an idiot and give it all back because you failed to place your stops.
Word. All right, thanks. Take care, everybody.